put this in the New Testament. How much did God give us? He gave us His best. He gave us His best. The least we can do is put Him first. So when the check hits your account, the first check that goes out, if the 10% requires faith, maybe it's 5 or 4 or 3. The 10% needs to be the objective. Frankly, I have a personal belief in faith that if you only had $10 to spend and you gave God $1, He'll make the $9 look like 12. See, Jesus was in the multiplication business. But I think it all begins with putting Him first. Good question. Takes faith. And if you're only giving 10% and you want to give more, that extra 5%, 13%, that could take faith. That could take faith. Are we in the faith business if we're believers? Yeah. Any other questions? Let's take a test. This becomes my talking points for a while. Okay. Question number 1.
Yeah, that's cool.
I want you to take this test. Question number 1. According to recent studies, the percent of Americans who are financially independent at 65 is. By the way, financially independent is kind of a subjective term. Everybody's definition of that's going to be somewhat the same. But the study essentially looked at it from a standpoint that says they had enough money to pay their bills and they were able to live in a comfortable lifestyle. Some people have very lofty goals, and some people's plans for independence at retirement age is whether or not they win the lottery or something, you know, which is not a very good choice. What's your circle and answer? Circle and answer. Which one of these do you think is correct?
D.
D, 5%? Anybody else?
C.
Hmm?
C.
C?
B.
B. Oh, we're just going to throw them all out. You can circle D. Circle D. You know,
Patty, get that right?
Patty got it right.
the point on this particular question is everybody has to determine what that definition is for themselves. What is financially independence? Financial independence. You see, a person might say it's being able to reach a certain point where I can do just about anything I want to do without having to worry about whether I have the money to do it. That's some people's goals, financial goals. And, you know, in my opinion, as long as you put the Lord first and give generously even above that, if you're blessed to be able to live a life like that, it just creates more opportunities for generosity if you're an overachiever and achieve great success. I had a businessman who was a Christian, and when I first met him, he was working in his garage. He had a really high profit margin business. And when I met with him, he just says, I don't need any more money. You know, the Lord's been good to me, and I make my $80,000 a year, and I'm just comfortable just the way I am. And I talked with him a little bit more, and I said, well, is it possible for this business to do more? Could it make more?